Hello, I am Carol, and this is my husband Eric, and we are flirting with realities.
Woo!
Woo!
And this is the up close and personal version.
Yes, it is. We're
So-
checking it out, seeing if the quality is better.
Yeah, normally we sit back a little bit, and I gotta tell you, I feel like it's actually kind of nice because when we were sitting back a little bit, it's kind of like you could get away with some stuff. You could have a stain on your shirt or something, or like you do something weird and kind of get away with it. Now it's kind of, I don't know if they can see that zit on my face.
I have a couple too.
I have like the first zit on my face in a long time.
Me too, actually. I have a couple of them.
I was talking to my kids about it, and like, I think it's funny. Well, I've talked to you about it too, but I think it's funny. Like, I don't care about if I have a zit on my face. I don't care. Like, I don't go out in public and care.
It's temporary.
I know, but like, I think some people care. Like, it's devastating if they have a pimple on their face.
I don't like it, but it's not devastating to me.
Yeah, I don't care. My daughter wants to go to Sephora, and my son's like, you should get this pore stuff. I don't know what it does. Like, tighten your pore. I don't know what it does. But he's like, you have pores, and I'm like, yeah, I don't
care.
Yeah, like if you gave this to me for free, which he was offering, I still don't care. Like, I have skin pores. I really do.
I think a lot of us do, and we don't care. I have pores. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I also have like toes and feet. And
Yeah.
It's like a skin pore is like a human thing to me, but a lot of people probably disagree with that. But anyway.
I don't want to, I like taking care of my skin. I do. I use pimple patches if I get a zit to help them go away. I like to use moisturizer, but I also don't mind wrinkles or pores or just stuff that says I'm a human being.
Yeah. I think it's like different being a woman and being a man. I think men are pretty sloppy, and I mean, my hair is insane right now. It's the longest my hair has been in my life, I think. So I don't know, and I don't care. Actually, that's not true. I do care, but I'm just pushing through to see what it's like. So anyway, what's been going on?
Well, kind of just struggling through a lot of things. I think we've mentioned it before, and like briefly. It just seems like everything kind of is a challenge, and I'll work from like today going backwards. My challenge today was one, I didn't really feel like doing my podcast today. I didn't have the drive. I couldn't come up with the idea. Like, I just wasn't feeling it, which I'm okay with. I think that's just the ebb and flow of life, and I pushed through anyway. And we're kind of like, meh, today. Normally, one of us, especially you, has a couple of ideas to talk about, and we're both just kind of meh.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. But the main thing is, for instance, I go to the bank yesterday to deposit some money, and then I go in my account when I get home, and the money isn't there because I look at the receipt and it's somebody else's account.
Oh, it was? I didn't hear the result.
Yeah, the last 4 digits is not my account.
Oh. Huh.
So I don't know how that happened, but...
You went to the bank after you figured it out?
No.
Oh, you haven't dealt with it yet?
No, I called.
Oh.
And so there's that. Then I'm signing up for an Etsy store, and my account gets frozen. And it says update this information, and I keep trying to update it, and I try 5 times and nothing happens. And then it freezes my account because I tried. These are just a couple of examples of just challenges and that I'm facing. And that's just in 2 days. It seems like an ongoing thing.
Well, maybe you should explain the TikTok one, because that one's even crazier. That the TikTok one explains how most everything we try to do goes.
Yeah, so several days ago, I created a TikTok shop, which was very exciting. I've been waiting for that. I had to get my business account set up before I could get the TikTok shop, and there was some processes there that I had to go through. I signed up online for my bank account, and that got lost. Anyway, so it's literally, I'm talking about every single thing I do as a process.
But not even that, but TikTok. So what, you made a sale?
Yeah, so I was getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were done talking about
No, I was just kind of explaining all that came up to this TikTok shop. Like, I've been waiting weeks to make this TikTok shop. So finally I get it set up, and in the middle of the night, the day after I set it up, I get a sale. And I've had insomnia and a hard time sleeping, so I wake up at 5 in the morning right now and I see it, and it's super fucking exciting. Then, like a few hours later, I get another sale. So they're like rolling in, and then all of a sudden I get this notification that my product has been suspended because I didn't upload product certification correctly. And little did I know that this would become a 4-day process, maybe 3 or 4 days, to continually try to upload the correct thing that TikTok wanted to see in the right pieces of puzzle, exactly how they wanted it, which was a riddle to solve.
Well, it's a riddle to solve because you can't contact them, right?
I was able to get a hold of someone via chat, but all he would tell me is, I was like, what is the product certification? He goes, it's basically nutrition facts for your product. And that's all he would tell me.
But then you did that.
Yes, I did it. I did it probably 35 different ways.
And then it gets rejected, and it just says the same thing over and over and over and over.
Yes. And one time it gave me a violation, which you can appeal the violation, which I did immediately because any violations on your account are negative. But I was able to appeal that, and they took the violation off. But yeah, it was a process. I finally today have my products back on there.
But then, like, even crazier, they took your sales away, right?
They took one away.
They took one away, and then you were working on another sale, and they just cut communication off with that person.
Yeah, I was in the process of talking to a girl. She was asking me what my container was, if it was glass or plastic. And then, yes, as I was speaking with her, they suspended this product, and therefore it cut off. I mean, I couldn't proceed with a sale with her, and it cut off our communication.
So, and I tried to explain this. Like, I actually made a post on Facebook about this. And I think a lot of people are just like, no, I'm not having problems. And it was kind of funny because today you were just like, like dealing with it. And it was kind of funny because I was sitting there going like, I don't know why you have problems, Carol, because I don't have any problems. And it's like, you know why I don't have problems right now? Is because I'm just working in the garage with myself.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with anybody else. So it was funny because I could actually step back today and I could go, oh, this is why everybody else thinks I'm crazy. Because if you're not doing anything like trying to set up a business or something complex, you might have a problem or two because that's how life's going right now. But when you like, listen, anybody who doubts this, try to set up a TikTok, an Instagram, and Facebook store. Do those 3 things, and you tell me how that goes.
Yes, in the comments, we want to hear all about how it goes for you.
Because the thing is like, you're thinking like, oh, how hard could it be? I'll tell you, it's damn near impossible. And the thing is so Carol has been working. This is
my second go around.
This is her second go around. her first business, like you never got Instagram taken care of, did you?
No.
Or Facebook?
No.
They shut you down, and like they linked like old Facebooks or something. Like we could never figure it out. Like what happened? I ended up spending like 3-4 hours.
You did get
troubleshooting
it. Yeah.
And I got it to work, but it was like you had to go deep into some settings. I basically had to look at every single possible setting in Facebook business, which if you don't have Facebook business, you don't know what you're talking about, because Facebook personal is complex and crazy. There's a list of things, a list of settings. But if you get into business, it's pages and pages, and it's, you go into a setting and there's settings within settings and there's settings in those settings.
What was so hilarious when he was doing that, he's like, you're probably not going to want to watch this.
Oh yeah. Well, because we tried, I mean, this is like, we already tried.
And he was right. I started to get anxiety and I was like, you just do it.
Well, we tried for, I mean, we probably had 20 something hours or more into trying to get it to work. Right. And I go, okay, enough's enough. I'm just going to start dropping bombs.
He did.
And that's what I did. I just went into the settings and I'm just like, change, delete, like do this. And like, I ended up making like, I mean, like what was the thing? They had like a certification number or something. And I just kept making certification numbers there, like over and over. And you had like 20 different, and I was just like, but I finally figured it out and I got it to work. But this is like, to strengthen the point, is we have a website by Equid, and they advertise, like if we watch YouTube, we'll get an advertisement. Equid's like, oh, just sign up for Equid and link your website to Facebook. Bam,
Instagram.
Done.
They talk about it all the time.
Done.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, there's a button. You push a button. And so that's who we work with, right? We work with Equid. That's who we have our websites from. And you push that button. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't happen. Like nothing happens. And guess what? If you try to contact Facebook, I don't know how to do that. Like there's no person at Facebook that's like, hi, can I help you? And then we contacted Equid, and they were like, I don't know, like let us use your account. So like you have to give them full access to your account. And then they come back and they go, I don't know. Are crazy. And so we kind of thought it was us for a while, but it's turning out this is just everybody. And so it's like what I'm saying, like TikTok. I didn't have a problem with Etsy, to be fair. Etsy or eBay. But
to be fair with Etsy, I should have put my full business name. I take responsibility for it at first, but then you should be able to clearly go fix it.
Yeah.
Which without freezing your account.
Well, and that's the other thing is we need to be clear about is I think we are both very willing to accept user errors.
Yeah, I admit Etsy initially was user error, but then it just says, okay, go fix this, and it won't let me go fix it.
Yeah, well, it's like, so I was on Facebook, I was on Instagram, and I made a post for my business. Like, and that's what I'm trying to tell everybody is like, if people are watching this and they're like, oh, I make posts all day on Instagram. Well, my friends see it. Huh? Like, no, this is business. This is business. Business is a different animal. Like,
it's a completely different
We've
animal.
posted on Facebook and Instagram too, personally, and it's fine. It works. Business, I posted on Instagram, which is supposed to share to my Facebook, but I actually don't want to do that because I posted on Instagram. And then if you post separately on Facebook, you can add a get messages button so people can message you directly off that post. And that's what I wanted to do. So I post on Instagram, and then I just go into this MetaSuite thing and I say duplicate post. So I click duplicate post and it just sits there blank. It doesn't have any information. It doesn't do anything. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. And then she's going through the TikTok thing the same moment I'm doing this. And then so I end up finding out like it doesn't work on a desktop. And so I had to go on my phone. I go to my phone, I hit duplicate, and now I can do it. So you got to figure out all these little workarounds.
Yeah.
But like,
it's a maze and a riddle.
Yeah, why is there a duplicate button on your desktop if it doesn't even work? And I think it's supposed to work. It's just right now it just doesn't work. But this is like the conclusion we come to is like either all these companies are completely inept, which the problem is that's possible, or they're trying to make it so difficult that you lose your mind. which is also possible.
Either one is plausible.
But the thing is especially with the TikTok thing, is it's made me realize that TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, and eBay, they all have so much control over us right now. If you want to sell something, you're using these platforms pretty much, right? And it's like, that's what I was thinking about TikTok, is like TikTok basically took money from you in a way, because you had...
Oh, absolutely. I was literally in one of those situations where it was about to just explode. Like you don't just put something out on a store and get sales. Usually you have to advertise, and I was not doing that, and I was getting sales.
But then you even had sales, and they took the money from you. They took everything back, right?
Yeah, because the product was suspended, they refunded one person. Like, I had just gotten that sale, and they refunded that person because of the suspension.
But anyway, so it's TikTok has full control over you. If they decide that they don't want you to sell that day, you're out. Which, I mean, it's their platform, so fine. But they have so much power that what are you going to do? So go to Facebook. If you can even sell on Facebook, then that's good too. But Facebook wants... So this is funny, because like I'm on Instagram, and I've never really dealt with Instagram. And again, like user error is a thing, and I'm willing to accept that.
I'm sure I have, especially with all we're doing. When you're constantly looking at things all day long, I have no doubt that I make some errors.
Yeah, but here's what I was trying to say is Instagram. The funny part is, like, so I look on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, okay, this guy has 13 posts, and he has 1,000 followers. I don't know how you do that.
The guy we saw on YouTube who had like all of his
100,000 views,
and then the next day it was 600,000,
and he had no other videos that had views.
They were like 700 views,
and it wasn't a great video.
Views.
It was an okay video. Like, I'm not trying to beat the guy down, but it wasn't a mind blowing video.
No, it wasn't mind blowing.
But I'm sitting there going like, okay, so I feel like my content's at least interesting to the people who are interested. So let's say this: on Facebook, I have like 3,500 followers, and I share everything on Facebook, Instagram, the same. But on Instagram, I have 280 followers, and so like it just blows my mind, right? Like, why do I only have 280 followers? But then there's plenty of other people that have under 100 posts, and they have 1,000, 2,000 followers. Like, maybe they have friends, and like I get all that. But my recent, I guess this will add more to the point than I thought. My recent thought is, I don't think Instagram's sharing any of my stuff to people because I'm not using their shop, so I'm not spending money with them, and then I'm not spending any advertising money with them. And that's also, here's another point, is I did spend advertising money with them in the beginning, and one of my posts had 6,000 likes. So if something has 6,000 likes, do you think I should have... At that time, I probably had like 125 followers. Like, so 6,000 likes, should I get more than probably like 10, 15 followers off like 6,000 likes? I mean, I don't know. But so anyway, my point is I don't think Instagram's sharing my stuff because I'm not spending money with them. Which again, it's like, it's their platform, whatever. But I think they're like shadow banning me because I'm not spending money. So TikTok's like, we can do whatever we want. Instagram's like, we'll do whatever I want. Facebook's, we'll do whatever we want. And that, okay, this is the funny part I didn't think about. So Instagram today, I'm like, well, I'll just open up a shop on Instagram. Like, I'll whatever they want. Like, if I got to pay them their 3% fees or 6% fees to get everything going, like, that's fine. Oh my God. And so I went on Instagram today, and I'm like, let's just start up the shop. Fuck. Fuck. I went into Instagram to start up the shop and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't go through the process of putting my stuff on Instagram because it's so complex. It's not, you don't push a button. Like, there are all these steps I would have to do to put all my stuff. And it's like they make shipping weird and like everything gets weird and you're just like, oh, and I couldn't do it because it would have taken me probably like 5 or 6 hours just to connect and make a shop on there. And I'm like, I'm not up for it today. Facebook, same thing. Like it takes so much effort to get. I could make a whole entire website with all my products and everything before I can even get accepted on Instagram or Facebook.
Remember when we tried to sell on Amazon? How
oh my god, yeah, it was horrible too.
That was, and we both have sold on Amazon years ago, and it was like just super simple. And now it's they have to mail you a card. Then
we had to have an interview. We had a Zoom interview. I had to have a Zoom interview, and we had to like show them my ID. Like, here's my ID. Here's the back.
It's fucking insane.
Well, and then did we ever even sell on Amazon?
No, because we couldn't list because you even like tried. We tried to like get around some of the rules that they had, not get around, but figure out, and we couldn't list our stuff.
Yeah, so that got jacked up. But then here's the other thing that I realized the other day. So if you sell on eBay, eBay is taking a ton of money now. So eBay takes 13.25% of my sales, which is, I mean, I don't know if that sounds like a lot, but some of the stuff I sell $3,000. So figure that out. $3,000. So you're talking almost $500 to sell something. $500 to sell something that's like $3,000. But here's the kicker on that. So they have this new thing that's called special promotion. So if I'm selling a necklace on eBay for $100 and there's another person selling the exact same necklace on eBay for $100, if I do this special promotion, they'll show you my necklace first if you search for it, or vice versa. If they pay for the promotion, then they show theirs first. So basically, it's like if you're selling something that's common, if another person is paying the extra fees, then they get the sale first. Which basically is like, if you don't pay the fee, then you just don't make sales anymore. So the awesome part is it's 13.25% to sell something on eBay. But if you want this special promotion, it can be up to 13% also. So I'm trying to get my business started. So I'm like, let's just do it. I'll just pay the money. But then I sold a set of shocks. I sold a set of shocks for $1,200 and they ended up taking 26%. 26%. So I ended up, if I would have done it, I would have lost money. I would have lost a significant amount of money on the sale.
That's crazy.
eBay would have
be losing money.
eBay would have taken they from their fees. They would have made way more money than I would have as a dealer for the product. So I just had to cancel the person's order and be like, dude, I can't do it. I can't even sell a set of shocks because they will take 100% of my profit. But here's my point. So TikTok says no more money. Facebook and Instagram are like, we're not going to show your stuff unless you spend some money with us. eBay is like, hey, 13.25%. Yeah, we know it's a lot of money, but how can we talk you in another 13%? Oh, well, let's do this. And then what's eBay going to do once everybody's doing the 26%? Now they're going to say, well, who wants it for another 13%? Yeah, right? It's just going to
go up.
Yeah, it's a dangling the carrot. They're like, who's willing to pay the most to get their stuff seen? So it's like this is all crazy. It's all impossible. It's all impossible. And then like we're doing our business is legit, but think how crazy this is. I know a lot of people have heard about this. Think about how crazy this is. Like, I'm just a guy and I just work an office job and oh shoot, like inflation's going crazy. I need to sell some stuff in my house to make some money. So I'm going to go on eBay and I put my stuff on eBay. And now all this stuff that you paid taxes on, you paid, okay, so you paid tax on your paycheck. And then when you went and bought the item, you paid sales tax on that item. And then, God forbid, it's like a personal property thing that you got to pay property tax on. But now on top of that, if you put it on eBay and you sell it, then you got to pay, the person got to pay sales tax on that. And then you got to pay income tax if it's over $600.
Yeah, it's reported now.
This is stuff you already paid taxes on. A couple times you already paid taxes on this. And so it's like, that's another thing. It's like, how hard can everybody make, like, making money be? How hard can it be? It's all mind-blowing how hard it is.
Yeah, and this is even trickling over in like other areas. I feel like it's hard to get things done just out in the world. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not just business for me. I mean, I don't think it is for you solely either. It seems difficult to get things done.
No, it's like the example I think I talked about on the last podcast about how we went and got pizza and it was whatever 20, or it was like $13.65. I handed the guy a 20, and then I'm like, "Oh, here's 65 cents." And he's like, "Bro, I already pushed the button."
Yeah,
I already pushed the button, and I'm like, "I just want to give you 65 cents in change, so I don't have to get change."
too late.
Back.
It's too late.
Push the button. Push the button. Like, that's difficult too. Why is that difficult? Why is that difficult to just give me the correct change back? But it's not that. Like, if we have a coupon while we're getting pizza, then it's like, you scan this, and they're like the scanner doesn't work. Scanner doesn't work. It's like,
I told you about that time I took Dad to Mod, and the girl just like literally for 5 minutes just kept trying and staring at it.
well, didn't we go once and the girl's like, "Fuck it, I'll just not ring you through," or something, or she just like gave us a free pizza.
Yeah,
and we were just like,
something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Same at Fred Meyer's. Remember, we were getting like avocados or something at that one Fred Meyer we don't usually go to, and the guy was just like, "Oh, I'll just punch it in," like, because nobody knows what to do.
Yeah, it's all. But then that's another good example of complication too, right? Is I banned Fred Meyer, or tried to ban Fred Meyer, because like you go in there and it's like specials, and then they have their daily digital deals or whatever.
Coupons.
And so if you don't have the app, and then you don't have this, and then you don't have the other thing, then you don't get the money off. They don't tell you don't get the money off until you push pay, and then it'll ring. And it's just like, why is this so hard?
Yeah.
Why do you guys make this so complicated? And like, yeah, everything's complicated. Like, everything is so complicated.
It seems like it.
I don't think it seems like. And listen, anybody who's sitting there going like, it's not really that complicated. Listen, don't give us any crap. It's because you're not doing anything. I know that's harsh, but like, do something rather than, I don't know. Even if you're, I think people probably don't realize how hard the life is. Like, don't imagine if you had an actual job. I think in an actual job, you don't get shit done either. You don't care because you're making an hourly wage and your boss.
You get paid no matter what.
Screwed.
And yeah.
Well, it's because like you used to work your old finance job, and I remember you used to tell me like, the internet's been down all day.
Yeah.
And so you just bang your head against the computer and be like, I don't know. I just can't. But that wasn't even really your problem. It's just you were concerned about doing a good job. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's
a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, but I think this is where we were trying to go with this is, man, like, as crazy as everything feels, like, you just have to keep getting up and going.
We do. I think that's, I mean, what is this doing for us that we continually do not give up? It is definitely a road less traveled. And at times, while super frustrating, and definitely I've felt like, what the fuck, I do feel empowered that I'm not letting it prevent me from continuing on.
Yeah. I think it seems like it should be easier than ever, but it seems harder than ever. Like, when I started my last business in 2008, I remember thinking like, why in the world doesn't everybody have their own business? And I thought that all the way up to pretty much the time I sold it. Like, why this is, especially with like social media at the time, it was like, and a lot of people still do this. And this is what I'm saying. People who don't, you have to forgive me for saying it, but there's a lot of people who don't run a legit business. So they don't do like, um, they don't license their business. Um, they don't make like business pages on Facebook. They don't like advertise. They don't do, they just have like their friends and family see it and they sell things, which I think is cool. Like, I think
totally.
it's totally and fine. And that's not even fine. I encourage it. And I think it's awesome. I'm glad people do it. But they're on the easy way of doing it. Like it's a totally different way if you're trying to do everything like you're doing taxes and you're doing, all the advertising and all that stuff. It's just, it's way crazier. But I don't know. I think a lot of people would probably like wonder what we're talking about, but I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I'd assume there's a lot of people that think things are difficult.
I don't know. The thing, like the TikTok thing, I actually was like getting addicted to that and kind of enjoying it. But Facebook and Instagram and like all that craziness, because I was like helping you at first and then trying to do mine, and it just was super overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing that adds to it is it's not like we tried to make a business work on Facebook and Instagram. We are on the third or fourth business that we're trying to make work.
Yeah.
The third?
The
third, and all of them have been equally as hard.
Yeah.
I guess actually yours has been way harder than mine was. And
yours was still hard.
Mine was hard, and then yours was like, holy crap, like what? And that's the thing is it's not like we learned anything after we did the first one, and then the second one was easy. And that's the proof in it that it's not, I don't think it's user error because we would just do it. It's like you've got to like solve this complex puzzle.
That is bizarre because you would think because he did my last one, he could just be like, oh, well, I'll just magically do that again. But it was literally like, how did I do that? Because you're punching 6,000 buttons and then it just works.
Yeah.
You can't remember the.
But it's because like Facebook's messed up. And the way I know that is because I post from my business account on Instagram to my business account on Facebook. Same business name, same everything. And then I go look at my business account on Facebook after my business account on Instagram post to it. And it doesn't say that my business account post to it. It has your name on there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand.
You're not like, there's no admins or anything on my Instagram or anything. And it's like, what is your name doing on here? Like, how are you even associated with this account? Like maybe they're using our IP address or something.
I don't know.
But it's super weird, and it's just, there's a lot of problems. But even Facebook, like I think if you're a user of it, like if I go use Marketplace, it's got all sorts of problems. Like it's so messed up.
I was an admin on your Facebook. Maybe that's why.
I don't know why it says you would post it though. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So anyway, it's just yeah,
it's all very bizarre. But yeah, our whole point of this road less traveled is it's growth, and you're evolving and you're not giving up and you're doing it anyway, and it's only going to better you if you don't quit.
Yeah, and it's actually like it's way difficult right now. Way more difficult than it needs to be. But it's like I've always said, there's, in my last business, there'd always be people going like, I could make something better than that. And be like, okay, we'll do it. And then they'd be like, well, I don't, I like my job and, I don't need to. And I don't, I don't want to. And it's like, well, okay. It's so easy to say like, yeah, I could make something. Like there's so many people sitting around going like, I could do it better. Like, dude, you need to do it then. Like, why wouldn't you do it? That's what I always said. Like, so I made remote control cars, and I'm like, why are you making shitty money doing a job you don't want to do when you could just, if you really can do this better than me,
you can do this better.
Yeah, just go. You go make RC cars and make a ton of money. Like, Why wouldn't you? But then they don't. And it's because it's hard. It is hard. And it's, you reach a point where you're just like, I want to give up. And most people do give up.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's, that's the thing, is it's just even a bigger rite of passage at this point, where it's like only the strongest will survive, you know, and that's what it is. And you get your ass out of bed and you get shit done. You make sales, you be vulnerable, and you let everybody see your art, and people make fun of you and tease you and all this shit. But at the end of the day, you're going to be the successful, harder working person that put themselves through shit. You know, it's super easy to sit there on your phone and make fun of all these people that are trying. But, you know, is it Brene Brown that says, or no, it was Brene Brown quotes it all the time, I think. But I forget who it said that. It says the credit goes to the person in the arena, not the spectator. You know what I'm talking about in that quote?
Mm-mm.
I wish I'd remembered it. But basically it says that the credit goes to the gladiator in their arena, not the spectator who's talking shit, because it's the gladiator in the arena that's making everything happen. And even if that gladiator fails, he gets all the credit, not the smart ass in the crowd going, I could have killed that tiger. Like, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. It's the people in the arena that are trying their ass off and failing, and then trying again and failing. You get all the credit, even if you fail. And that's the truth. It's people that sit there and play the safe bet, you get no credit. So get out there and try.
Build some character.
Yep. That's what it's all about.
It is.
Trying your ass off.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how you feeling? You feeling good? I don't feel like we ever treat them to a short one.
I think we should treat them to a short one today. Yeah. I think that was a good one to that point.
Yeah.
Okay. Go kick some ass.
So we got our Facebook page going. Posting all these videos on there. So if you want, you can go on the Facebook page and we can have conversations about content that we have in our podcast. But then we've also been posting thoughts that we can discuss. You know, if you guys wanted to post thoughts about podcasts, whatever. We're on Instagram too, but Instagram's proving to be a lot harder to push what we're doing, because a lot of conversation and thought, you know, and like posting thoughts on Instagram is obviously harder, since it's more like a picture based like platform. But anyway, we're on Instagram if you want to follow us, Flirting with Realities. Facebook, Flirting with Realities. You can check my personal page and I can lead you there. Eric Dye, ERIKDYE. We'll be posting on there, and I hope you join us. And YouTube, Spotify, you know, all that good stuff. So, you know, follow us on all these platforms. And I think it'd be fun to get to know some of you people and like have regular conversations to talk about these things, because I don't feel like we're just doing podcasts. I feel like, to me, like I'm figuring out life out. And I think a lot of people are figuring life out right now, because it's so weird. And like, what are we? Where are we? What are we doing? Like, how to negotiate businesses and stuff like that. So it'd be good to talk to a lot of people and be regular with them and get your thoughts and share your thoughts on podcasts or on the pages or whatever. So
Google's listening.
Yeah. You got anything else, Carol Lee?
I do not.
Okay, we'll post this up on pages and all that good stuff, and look for your comments. Goodbye.